Scotty, I think it's appropriate, though. The Mosley Show breaking news sounder, which we're known for. There it is. There it is. The news went down about, 11 something today. It's completely changed our days, the way we were going. I mean, we had enough with the whole AD thing and the Mac Roads, and I'm in touch with all kinds of folks, right? We had enough with that. And and Baylor has a game tomorrow, I think. I think they're still playing that. I think they're going to be out in Arizona. And I like this. Please see below a letter from Baylor President Dr. Linda Livingstone regarding the leadership of the football program. So it's like, alert, alert, alert. And then, of course, this became national news. Pete Thamel, others had this for ESPN. And it's and again, I want to remind you, because we're getting tons of people coming to us via Twitter, which is where I hang out a lot. So that makes sense. This is a good time, though, to join this community. And that means going to the YouTube channel. Just do a YouTube search for Matt Mosley Show. Boom, you're in. And then you sign up and you make yourself known. And we want to welcome in our audience across all our different states. We got a huge audience today. Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, all those different places. Hello, Hot Springs. Hello, Shreveport-Bossier. This show seems to be expanding really into the Southeast. I've noticed a ton of people, LSU folks, Ole Miss. The other day, Scotty, we talked about Lane Kiffin a lot, and suddenly I had all these people coming at me about this. You mentioned something about Dabo in Arkansas. I think the reaction to that will tell you, Scotty, that I kind of investigated some of that. All right, and some of the people trying to promote that were not people we need to be honoring, not people we need to be following. So I know it's out there, and I know a ton of people were reacting to it, shooting it down. No, I don't think Arkansas is going to get Dabo Swinney. One of the guys reporting that, Scotty, I decided to do like a deep dive in. I'm like, who is this? This is kind of an interesting person. What is this? And he reports stuff like that, like constantly. So I think that's one we can kind of back off of. Now, Scotty, I've got the letter. I know you've got it in front of you too. I want to remind you, by the way, we'll be live before the Baylor game tomorrow from about 10 to noon, and you can see us on our Green and Gold Game Day pregame show. We'll have more on all this, and then we'll have the, of course, KWTX. We've got kind of a KWTX presentation as well. You can always watch us in the morning. This is an odd start, so this is a little different thing. This is a noon kickoff, so we'll be, but again, on the YouTube, you're going to be able to see us from 10 to noon tomorrow, and we'll be excited to have that presentation. All right, so as we got this letter today, and this is a Mosley dramatic reading, Scotty, you got a lot on your plate right now. I was going to give you an opportunity to do a dramatic reading, but I know you're multitasking. But I'll be bringing Scotty in for some of his thoughts as well. After this process has been marked by prayerful consideration, candid conversations, and a deep commitment to our Christian mission and values. You're like, okay, where are we going? After careful evaluation and consideration, we have decided to retain Coach Dave Aranda as the leader of our football program. Yeah! Like, I just feel like I'm with you guys. This is a time, sometimes I'm like, oh, Mosley, he's in the media. He's plugged in. He's doing this. He's got to be like, he can't react like a fan. I went here, okay? I mean, I went here in the 90s. I graduated from Baylor. I went to Baylor Law School, for goodness sakes. Didn't quite come out on the other side of that. But I just know that you sometimes are like, well, the media, I mean, we experience things like you do. And I saw that and was like, oh, my first of all was more of like, dang, because it's like, it's exciting to think about what a new coach would be like, what a new future would be like. This thing, they had like every receiver in the world. They had a great quarterback this year, great running back. They got a defensive coach who calls all the plays for the defense and had a pitiful season. I mean, let's not sugarcoat this thing. There is nothing good happening on his side of the ball, and we're going to bring him back. Now, here's the rest of this. We recognize this decision will generate strong opinions. You think? Absolutely. Now, let me tell you this. Now, this is a well thought out. This letter tries to say more than most letters do. And so what I'm going to do for you, and Scotty will help me in this, I'm going to kind of read parts of this, and then I will interject what I think this means. What are happening between the lines? By the way, we may need to bring Craig Cherry or Scott James from Cherry Johnson, Siegmund James on. I may need some of my lawyer buddies involved in this. By the way, great sponsors of ours. Great sponsors of ours. In fact, Scotty, this thing has been touching so many folks, like our commentary and our show and the growth of our show, that like I got this out of the blue text this morning, and it was somebody representing the 8 beer brand. That's Troy Aikman's 8 beer brand. And they're like, how can we be a part of what y'all are doing? I was like, okay, I think we can probably find that out. We can probably let you know. So that's kind of exciting. I guess I just gave them a little plug right there. This is, I first of all, before we get into what all was said here, here's what I think is happening. Our first instinct turned out to be the right instinct. What did I say that day a week or so ago when Mac went on leave? This might have been the Thursday it happened, or the Friday reacting to the Thursday news that he was going. My first instinct was to say, Dave, and we had a short on this. In fact, we might even go find that. But I'll do it, Scotty, by the way. You've got enough on your plate since I'm so great at finding things. The first thing I said was Dave Aranda may have caught a huge break here. He may have caught a break. And the way this had happened, and the unrest and the chaos and Mac being out of the picture during a huge time is going to save Dave Aranda. It did. It did save him. Now you go, well, Matt, did you change on your thought process? Well, yeah. Were you not at the Utah game? I was. Did you see the offense did you see the defense get obliterated? Did you see an embarrassing 55-28 loss at home, where the most exciting thing from the game was a bunch of shirtless freshmen and other undergrads from Baylor going up to the 300 level to cheer and basically act like we're Oklahoma State in a lost, misguided, nothing season? The kids went up there and had a good time. This is a rough day for Baylor. Do I know why they did it? Sure. It's the same reasons we gave you. The max timing on this, and again, we don't always have the best timing when we go out and make human mistakes, right? And we may never be able to come on here and say, well, this is exactly what Mac did, because I don't really I don't like that side of things. But if you've read the reports, you can kind of read between the lines. Mac had some sort of personal failure in his life, and he's going to have to atone for it and work through it, and he stepped aside. And as I've said, Mac did some incredible things for Baylor, helped restore faith in the program after the whole scandal, hired Rule, great hire. All of that was taking place, and he did some great things. But the timing on this was awful. He has the thing happen with Trigg. He has the situation. He's accused of something on a Monday. By Wednesday or Wednesday night or Thursday, He's off the college football playoff committee. He's taking a leave from Baylor. By Friday, he's off the CFP. I mean, it is an amazing. And I got Scotty as we speak. You can imagine. I'm just getting every call in the world. People, what's going on? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? This is a move about stability. About like nobody likes this. Even the tone of the letter is like, we know this hasn't met expectations. We know this hasn't been good. But let's just tell this like it is. That you had an AD go AWOL on you. Again, I don't know. Who knows? But he had to step away, and it's an awful deal. Now, let me say this, because I think the consensus will be that Mac would have fired him if all this hadn't have happened. Who knows? We'll never know. Mac, the only thing I'll say to that is, did he fire him in 2003 when they were 1-7 at home? No. Is there a different financial situation now? Yes, probably. Probably it's going to be less money to fire him. You know, at that time, Dave convinced, I'm going to do this, and we're going to do this for NIL, and we're going to pay players, and we're going to blah, blah, blah. Like, Dave convinced them, and he made a convincing case, and they kept him. This time, and I think on Twitter earlier today, I called him Houdini, the Houdini of college football. He saved himself. Think about Power 4 jobs across the country. Who is able to survive a 1-7 at home season? Well, Dave Aranda did, right? Who could survive this year with all this immense offensive talent? You got Dave over there coaching the defense. Who could survive going 5-7 or whatever they're going to go, 6-6? Who could pop? Dave can. Dave can. Luckiest man alive. I like him personally. By the way, I don't know him. I mean, my gosh, he's the hardest man to get to know in America. Like I've had coaches. I'd rather somebody scream at me and hate me than whatever we get from Dave. There's nothing I couldn't say where Dave would just give me that blank look like, who are you? Who are you again? Like, I would rather have a coach that you could have like a fiery type back and forth with. With Dave, he just doesn't, again, put me in a dark room and let me look at film, which is great if you're good, but they're horrible. Like, his defense stinks. Okay, whatever stop rate is the whole thing is an embarrassment. And I'm trying to look at these things. Okay, good. Somebody's coming in here. Mosley's right. He's an absolute escape artist. You can, by the way, and we'll put this stuff. He dodged a lot of bullets from Siegmund 777. If you sign up for the YouTube channel, then you can get on and have all kinds of comments. We love having those. Scotty's incredible at this. Ready for McLean to be completely empty next year. I get it. I mean, I'm with you guys. This is horrible. This is like, okay, this is sad about Mac. I think some people yesterday probably were like, good riddance. This has not been good. We're tired of this football. Mac, whatever's happened. I think that was the attitude. My attitude was, this guy's been good to me. He comes on with me a lot. He's been a friend of mine. So I feel horrible for his family and everything. So I feel empathy for Mac Rhodes. That said, him getting involved in whatever he got involved with put this in peril. This allowed all this chaos and mess to happen, which is retaining a head coach that the whole fan base has already moved on from. Like can you imagine coming to work or going and like one reason that has been given in this letter is that recruiting class. I remember months and months ago, about 2 months ago, our own Scotty Swingler kind of attached himself to this class and said, well, I do want to see this class. If this thing keeps going like it's going, you'll maybe have a great class, but then Dave will get fired by the next AD. This move is being made for financial reasons. Let's think about, what did they say about the financials? of financial stewardship. Oh, that's all we need, by the way. Let's talk about stewardship. Don't we love stewardship conversations when we're at church? Pastor gets up there. We're going to do a series on stewardship. Pastor, I'll see you in a month. I'll be back for a month. I've only been giving my 10% every week. I try to do this. I try to honor that. But now I'm going to get hit on the head with more stewardship, more, give to the church. Very important. I think in the Bible, there are things to suggest that. But, it's like anytime you've been there, you walk in, we're going to do a series on stewardship. And you're like, oh man, let's go on a trip. Can I worship somewhere else for a few weeks till we get through with this? Here's what President Livingstone, said about financial stewardship. In an era of extreme volatility in college athletics with NIL, portal, revenue sharing, and much more, this approach allows us to invest wisely in the program's future rather than incur significant buyout costs during an unprecedented turnover of coaches across the country. We're keeping Dave because we don't want to, you got to say, at least they're just being honest. At least they're just basically telling you, like, we don't really want to do this right now. We don't want to spend our money on this new coach. And the other part of this that they're probably not saying is all these openings, 10, 12 openings, whatever it is, still don't have people in them. And do you want these, are you even going to have, first of all, you don't have your AD yet. There aren't enough great candidates out there for one of these openings. And so would you just prefer to get this class, this nice recruiting class, which is like a top 25 class? Dave's a nice man. Just go for one more year and see what happens. Now, if he somehow gets going, but this is another, how many lame ducks can you have? I mean, this guy has more lame ducks than any sort of politician we've ever been exposed to. Lame duck going into, he was on the hot seat to start 2023, then should have been fired. All right, should have been fired 2023. So hot seat going into 2024. They rally late. Okay, Dave turned everything around. They won 6 straight games. We got good vibes. Here we go, 2025. Just a big nothing burger. All right, 2025. We're going to go 5-7. So he's gone, right? No. So, but let's kind of decide where this anger should go. Like, the reasons the president is giving are sort of valid. They got put in this horrible situation. They don't have an AD. So here's what you could do. You could fire him. You've already, Mac's gone. You could race to get an AD. What if you screw that up? What if in racing to get the AD, you get the wrong AD, but then you got to turn around, you got to try to get a coach almost overnight, because on the 17th, you got early signing period, you got early signing day, and you're trying to hold this class together. And if Dave's gone, you might lose 5 guys right away. This isn't like LSU or Florida, where the recruits are like, well, it's a pretty dang big time school. Maybe I'll stick around and see what they do. I mean, I'm sorry, but we're Baylor. All right. We've had moments where we flirted with being great in the Brazos years. Briefly what Rule brought, and then Rule's players did it for Aranda. And I'm always like, I give Aranda credit for that. I mean, did he put Petrie and Bernard and those guys in the right space to have breakout, unbelievable seasons? You bet he did. Or what happened? Did he forget how to coach? Did he just have bad players? They have too many injuries this year? I don't know. We were told when he made the case to come back after the 2023 horrible season, we were told, hey, man, Dave's going to keep these he's going to keep these guys around. He's going to keep these corners. We got these young DBs, man. Carl is getting graded, best freshman in the country. Caden Jenkins, best freshman in the country. Dave can convince these guys to stay because everybody's after them. Everybody's trying to bring them in, and they're offering him stuff. So Baylor commits money to them. Then they pump money into the deal, and then they now got to go back to their donors and go, well, we still need some really good NIL money, and we still need to keep funding this thing. We appreciate you, Jeremy Fudge, for that $15 million you gave us for the Fudge Development Center. That's a beautiful place. And we're going to need you guys to keep funneling that in. We got to build a great team with a coach. We don't even have an AD, and you got a coach coming back that the whole fan base can't stand. Like, can I make an argument today to make you guys maybe think past this and embrace Dave Aranda? No. I mean, I would be being fake. I would be making up some kind of weird argument. So there you go. That is the way we start the show with the breaking news today. Hello to all our audience out there coming to us from across the Southeast Conference. This is great. I like that we're crossing state lines. And somebody's saying they're shocked that the game has passed him up, Matt Siegmund says. Ryan says, any chance the fans' outrage affects Aranda and he quits? Okay, Scotty, now that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good question to have. And by the way, if you're just tuning in on Twitter, go sign up for the YouTube channel. That's how you communicate with us. Sign up. We in just the past week or two alone, we've had a couple thousand more people go, we want to be a part of this. We want to be a part of this. And then, what do you get if you sign up, if you subscribe? Well, you get the daily, you get all this thing. And usually you get a lot of Cowboys opinions and Mavericks and all the things that the Mosley listeners have come to expect over the years. But I do appreciate our large Twitter audience today because we got a lot going on. And I want to remind you, later in the program, at about 2, we're going to go hard on this. And I invited my buddy Ashley Hodge, who's the founder and co-owner of Sick'em. I thought he and I could do some really good stuff back and forth. He's gone to watch them play in Arizona, and he's hiking in the mountains. I want visual proof. If anybody's listening to me and they've got Ashley's text Ashley or then hit him up on Twitter and say, we need to see visual evidence of you hiking that has kept you off the Mosley show today. And if somebody will tweet that out or send it to me, we'll give him, that'll be a good excuse. I mean, listen, if I was out hiking, I would not want to be on a show and try to do a YouTube show. So good for him out there hiking in Tucson. I mean, is that what you do there? I've been to Tucson. I played golf out there. Last thing in the world I'd do is go on a hike. Oh, man, Ashley's entered a phase of his life, and he's taking like too good a care of himself. I've never seen a man more ripped at age, whatever he is, 56 or 57. It worries me a little bit when people start looking after their bodies that much. And today he's off hiking in Arizona. All right. It is the Mosley Show, and we're going to just keep rolling on this. And you never know who might drop in. I'll tell you who'll drop in later. Scott Drew. Scott and I had a really good visit yesterday, and we kind of had to interrupt it because we had the big something happened. Oh, the Mac Rhodes breaking news. Now we've got the Dave Aranda's coming back. I would say the Mac Rhodes news was met with some level of empathy from people that I think appreciated some of the things he accomplished. I think by some, they saw it as change. This will usher in change. That's fine. That's a fine reaction. But then to follow it on the next day with, we're bringing back Dave. Oh, it's rough. Now, I'm going to put in to have President Livingstone on. And you go, well, Matt, What are you going to ask her about? Are you going to be tough on her? I'll be respectful. I'm going to ask her all the appropriate questions. But to me, this is not the time to be like, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go on Baylor Plus. And because when you do that, first of all, not everybody signed up for it. It is a good service, I might add. I'm signed up for it. But it's Baylor covering Baylor. Now, what would be better, and again, this is a very self-serving comment from me, but how about a Baylor guy who understands the fans' level of outrage / apathy and just being frustrated with this decision, but how about let someone who's actually has a great relationship with President Livingstone do the questioning? That's the argument I would make for having her come on this show. By the way, this show, if you go, well, Mosley just started this new show. Should we go find somebody with, tell you what, our audience is growing by the minute. So don't you worry about that. All right. Great to have everyone with us today. What a strong show it is. Let's take care of our great partners. We got Central National Bank. We got Ascension Providence. We got Cherry Johnson, Siegmund, James. We got so many incredible sponsors. Of course, Brazos Landing. We love Brazos Landing. And we got some great news. I'm going to find out more today, but I think we got some really good news coming out from our friends, the Lindsay family at the Brazos Landing. I want to be in touch with them throughout the show today. But the big news today, Mac was gone yesterday. We had to say goodbye to Mac, and he resigned and has moved on, wrote a nice letter to the Baylor family. And today, they're bringing back Dave Aranda. Did we call it? Yes, we did. Is it the result we wanted? No, it's not. It's not. And it's begging. I mean, it's like basically, man, we hear you. We understand our fan base, how disgruntled they are, but we're going to need you to endure one more season. Here's the problem, man. You keep doing this to this fan base, they move on with their time. You can only now, maybe they hire, maybe the AD comes in, says some things, paints a picture. Maybe there's some things that could happen to get the fan base kind of turned around a little bit. But nothing's going to happen on the field in these next two games to do it. Can we just be honest about that? It is Matt Mosley, the Matt Mosley Show. Dave Aranda, as of this morning, the Baylor president, Linda Livingstone, has decided to bring him back. All right. We appreciate all the people who are watching. We'll take care of our partners real quick, and we appreciate them so much. And then Schmaltz's, by the way, Schmaltz's. We got to do a Schmaltz's trivia question soon. Love that sandwich. Love those sandwiches over at Schmaltz's. Love our weekly trivia question. Thank you, Nelson Rue, for what you built over there. And the new Schmaltz's, though, it's just like the old. It's wonderful. Thank you, Schmaltz's. Thank you for being such a big part of what we do. All right, next, we continue down this road. Baylor brings Dave Aranda back, and we'll talk about what this means and what I think will happen, like the next few dominoes to this with the AD search. That is next.